y'all. So, good news, I have maps. Bad news, my retention of the information on those maps has not been going the best. I look at it and then I forget what's on it immediately. And to remind y'all of our current situation, which is less than ideal, we have access to the underground passage. We're up to the point where we have the battery. We're currently in Hunter Hell, because that's just where we're at this point. I'm at the point where I was going to adjust the water level to use the elevator to go around to go into the section past the water and go do that whole bit in those tunnels full of hunters and boulders and awful things. And when we had attempted that last time, we died. Now you might be wondering, well, Drac, why are you still at red health? Well, maybe a quick look at our inventory might answer that question for you. You may notice a distinct lack of something, and you would be correct if your thought is there's a lack of healing. It's because we have none. Absolutely none. And as I was poring over the maps, as I found actually a really nice interactive map on a website, I did not find any herbs or anything that wasn't already accounted for in anywhere we haven't already... I mean, in anywhere we have been to already, that is. So we've got a little bit of a problem there. Because if I went to go back to, say, the mansion side and try to go find some herbs, we will have to fight our way through hunters. Or dodge them. And we've seen how well my success rate on dodging hunters has gone. Otherwise known as it hasn't. So I'm currently kind of worried that we may actually be somewhat stuck. I'm just looking over the maps again for a moment here, taking stock of all of the locations where herbs are. Yeah, because there's a total of 38 green herbs apparently in base crisp mode. I'm trying to think of how many I've used. And the problem with that is, well, it's been over the course of now 3 weeks, technically, because this is our third session. So no, it would only be 2 actual weeks have passed, as we're going into the 3rd week. But either way, there's been a lot of use it and die with it as well. So I think there are herbs left, but they are not in an area I can get to without having to fight. So let's see, I know for a fact we have those, and we've used them. We've gotten that one, we got that one. Because there's conveniently a breakdown of where every herb in the game is people take the time to get all of this information. Which is not something I usually go in for, but this is one of those times where it's actually, like, super helpful that they've done this. Okay, that's not an accessible herb right now, which is unfortunate. Like, this, I said this before when we were doing in this, I think, actually in the first session. But this is the level of searching that I usually end up having to do for a randomizer, not just to function. So it's kind of wild. Can't believe I've used up this many herbs. But at the same time, it's entirely believable that we have, because I've been getting my ass kicked. Like, the only place I could think of that I didn't grab all of the herbs would be over by the elevator. The problem with that being that's a lot of hunters to get back past to try to get some healing. But that might be our best shot. Which really sucks that that's our best shot, but I think that might be the position we're in right now. The alternative being I just keep running down into the underground in our current condition, which will more than likely just lead to a lot of repetition and a lot of repeated failure. And I don't think y'all want to sit through that. But you know, what do I know? Is remember, there is that first aid spray we found down there. Okay, actually, looking at the map, going for it might be more doable than I thought. We'll give it another shot, now that I'm of a fresher mind and fresher reflexes. And see if I can make something happen here. The big concern I have is, as much as I've been refreshed, my knowledge of controls has eroded. So there's a potential issue there. I also don't know if I've done the thing here yet or not. Nope, I have not. Up, please. Okay. I was pretty confident we hadn't because I had the battery on me. But I didn't want to just trust past me. Because past me has a twisted sense of humor sometimes. That's a red herb. I'm gonna grab it anyway? Because I know we've passed up red herbs before, and it's come back to bite me that I had done so. So I'm gonna grab it just because we're gonna be going back to drop off the crank anyway. We can drop that off on the way. Hindsight being 2020, considering this was a request, I should have asked if there was a preference as to which path. Because it probably would have ended up being a Jill run in that instance. But you know what? This is what happens when you don't ask the right questions. Hindsight comes back to bite you. So the most important part is getting past the dogs. As long as I can get past the dogs again, we'll be okay. So I'm gonna have to do it twice. So I may just renew our save when we get back over there. And we do have a hard save instead of just a save state. God damn it, game. All because Chris didn't open the door when I told him to open the door. He's now dead. And I feel like that's a matter of opinion there, ABC. I'm sure there are people that would say you are. But there are plenty of people that would say I am, too. So, evil is relative. So I feel like I would probably be a lot more inclined to just go, yep, I sure am, than most people are. So anyway, that entire picking up of the red herb was pointless. Because now we gotta go do it again. Good luck with that idea. See, the problem with knights is they come rolling up in all that metal armor. What they don't seem to realize is a little bit of heat means they just boil inside that armor. It's just a real shame for them at the end of the day. It's really just not well thought out at all. I guess asbestos armor really wouldn't be a great idea, huh? Just have all kinds of different problems because of that. Not to mention, I think they'd still get enough heat in there, they probably would die anyway. Sounds like a them problem. See, I've always been of two minds with with fire-resistant magic armor. Because, you see, there's a very real possibility for there to be a catch to that to begin with. In that the armor is resistant to fire, but not really the person inside it, still. Really depends on how good that enchantment really is. This is why you don't want me to grant any genie wishes or anything, because I will screw your whole day up. And laugh the whole way. So I have come up with so many creative ways to ruin a wish. Yeah, exactly. The armor's fine. Where do you think the armor came from? It's slightly used magic armor from the last idiot who went walking into fire thinking the armor was going to protect them. Like, that's where the description of things becomes very important. Because if the description says the armor is resistant to fire, and let's not forget the concerns about it only being resistant to fire instead of immune. That implies that there's a limit somewhere. I never said they didn't have a chance, I just said their odds weren't guaranteed. I never said where that limit was. Maybe it's higher than Dragon Breath, maybe it's not. Maybe they'll just have 4th degree burns and they'll live. Who knows? You got options. At that point, it just becomes a game of, like, is their constitution high enough to survive the 4th degree burns? Well, yeah. That's why I'm saying you'd need more than just fire-resistant armor to get through that. You can't just use magic as a crutch for everything. Life would be too easy if magic could solve all of your problems. And just look at Chris here. He's stuck with his problems because there is no magic solution to an army of zombies. So bullets, grit, determination, and a lot of luck. There is no Discord via the command there. But what I mean by the answer to how far in I am is variable is, in theory, we could finish this game in another, like, hour or so, but in the condition I'm in-game, our odds of making it through quickly are very poor. So it'll probably be more like 4 hours, I would say, probably. Because there's not that much of the game left, but I'm going to have to keep redoing things in order to get through to the part I need to be at in order to get the heal that I'm going to need to survive. To then get to the next part. Is we are completely tapped on healing resources. So I need to get to the power room that's over on this side to get to the first aid spray, to then have a prayer of getting through. The good news is, as long as I remember the pathing correctly and don't trigger the enemies to spawn yet, we can get to that at first aid spray. I think so. I remember you at least saying something the last 3 times. I don't think you were there for long, but you at least appeared, which is enough for the streak to work. Because I do pay close attention to who does and doesn't appear, and I've went the wrong direction.
Enrico.
So this is going to cause all the monsters to spawn.
Don't come any closer, Chris.
Wait, what happened?
Double crosser.
Don't!
So this is going to cost a lot more ammo.
Umbrella.
I won't.
Who is it? Is someone there?
Having fun fighting involves not dying instantly, and you know what we're not going to be doing? Not dying instantly.
What did he mean by that?
So we will be loading the save here in a minute, almost certainly. Yes, he has an injury. Give me your bullets. I'm not going to end up needing these, but I'm taking them anyway. I also didn't drop the crank off, which is going to cause a whole other problem. Is it 2 or 3 hunters? Don't remember. You sure showed that wall, and then you killed me. Because you took such a weird path after the wall. Anyway, let's do that again without forgetting to go put the crank away and without forgetting to take the right path. Because you see, the direction Chris is facing and the direction the map is laid out in are opposites to each other. But I went the same direction anyway because Brain forgot about the reversal there. So when I went right, I was supposed to be going left. And that's how we ended up back at the wrong place. And since I did not update the save, we're in a slightly awkward position here. Why must you be so picky, game? There we go, we moved a pixel and that's good enough. And this is why I said this is going to take a while. If I were a smarter man, I would have checked on this sooner, and I probably would have rolled back the save further. in order to get us a better position with more health left. But I was doing a lot of other things these past couple days. And obviously, we were in the loop of all the other streams most of last week, so I didn't really have a ton of spare time to sit here and redo all of this to make this better. And I'm a stubborn fool, so obviously I would have been aiming to try to make do with the situation I've given myself anyway. Because, you know, it's one of those, once you're there, you try to do with it as you can. What I think I'm gonna do, though, is after we drop the crank and the herb off successfully, and make it down to the underground, I'm gonna refresh the save down there. Because I had already lifted the limiter on using the save states. Just for sake of our sanity. And I've already demonstrated time and again that I can make it down there. Yeah, so just a little spooky there, Yara. How's it going? Where we're still in shambles, just like last time. So, making the best of it we can. Wrong way. Genuinely, though, I think as soon as we have that first aid spray in hand, we should be okay. Keyword of that being should. These away. And with that space in mind, I might actually bring the shotgun with me. No, we'll leave the shotgun here. What little bit of fighting I'm gonna end up doing, the shotgun won't help. Because we'll be fighting hunters. And the revolver is our best choice for hunters. I just gotta be able to hit them twice, which with the angles we are gonna be fighting at, that's gonna be complicated. But our goal right now is just to get to that typewriter that's down there. And I could just take the ink ribbon with me and use it on that typewriter down there. But I don't think it really realistically would matter. Like, that's very much a 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I either push a button or I bring an ink ribbon. They amount to the same thing. But now, having done that like 3 or 4 times, proving the point, I'm just gonna save us some time from this one onward. Because apparently my ability to read a map is questionable. I'm here where I want to be. Was right next to where we ended up. I had the exact right room, I just took a wrong turn in that room. That's what I thought. So I do need to go back to where the ladder is and go through this door. I just gotta be careful where in here I go, is the problem. Because on one side's the generator that I wanted to go to, and on the other is Enrico. So I want to go down the left-hand passage. Which is this way. Because it's the side with the flamethrower on it. If I've still got it backwards, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, good, I did get it right this time. Because here's the first aid spray that I need so desperately. With this in hand, our odds have dramatically improved. Oh, I didn't realize that was there. That is absolutely a case of I just mashed the button in the hopes of finding something and happened to find something. That's something on the ground there? Right here? Or is this just lies? This is just weird design. Okay. As you can see that brown square, I kind of just assumed it was something, but it actually isn't anything. Actually, thinking about it, before I go trigger that scene, why don't I walk around down here a bit more? Is without triggering the scene, we can get the whole lay of the land. Because I don't think the map is on this side. I think the map is elsewhere down here. So we have to manually map things out. I mean, it builds tension better than just getting your head ripped off over and over again. Because, you know, now there's the doubt of, is he gonna make it? Will he do the thing? Rather than the certainty of, oh, he's dead again. That's a shame. You know? Actually, yeah, I think we can't go any further. Yeah. Is we need the crank that we get from the Enrico room here. And then we can cross over. Okay. So we got good news and bad news then. Good news is we know exactly where we need to be and what we need to do. Bad news is, as I'm running for my life, am I going to take the right turn to get out of there? Because that's what killed us last time, is we were caught going in circles. This also means... Let's experiment with this for a moment, because we know that this triggers a trap. But I don't remember what the trap is, and where the trap goes off. So let's figure that out. No trap yet. But I figure while the enemies aren't spawned yet would be the time to fiddle around with traps. Okay, the trap does not appear to be going off anywhere down here in this loop. Is here we are back at the flamethrower. So is it out here? Oh, that's why the door was locked when we were here before. It doesn't do anything other than lock the door on you. Okay. That's why we couldn't leave and I got confused before. So actually what we could do, though, is we can use the flamethrower temporarily to defend ourselves, and then put the empty flamethrower back. See how well that works for us. Let's do a test fire on this so I can see what kind of range it has. Yeah, that's about what I figured. And you'll notice it drank pretty greedily of the tank there. But that is going to be helpful, theoretically. Yeah, there's some good detail on it. Now, I don't know how good this flamethrower is going to be against hunters. I feel like it's not going to be great.
Crosser.
I'm just going to speed us through that this time. Oh, yeah, you know what? Also fair. It's thankfully not too bad here today in particular, but we'll see how long that lasts. I was gonna say, there's no way he died immediately. Still not bad. Oh, flamethrower's empty. And we're dead. So, I don't think the flamethrower is worth it. I don't think it's worth it. Like, I feel like there is a situation where that flamethrower would be great, but I don't think fighting those guys is it. I just don't think it's the one, you know? Oh, they're pretty evil around here. Welcome in, Spooky. Yeah, we shall see how the weather pans out. Yeah. Yeah, the only living resident definitely is. Sit through this scene again, speed us along. And we'll just use the revolver. Yeah, you got a variety of reasons for that one. Because money, because power. You got options. I don't actually remember what their motivation entirely is. Why don't we just... Ow. Grab the thing, you fool! Okay, we got lucky because he missed on that jump. Let's go. Take our advantage while we have it. I can deal with this one pretty easily. There's another one, though. Not? Oh, there he is. He's behind me. Okay, am I in the right place? Yes, okay, I escaped the loop. That's what I was worried about the most, is getting stuck in that loop again. Really dislike using up this much of our magnum ammo. At least that does open up another space. Okay, now as soon as I go through this door, I need to hang right. Then again, there's only one path to take once we get through this door. Thing is, I'm assuming there's gonna be more hunters in the room. So I'm probably gonna have to deal with them. Then, yeah. Oh, we're safe. I mean, there was a typewriter in the room, so I guess they wouldn't spawn enemies in a room with a typewriter. Alright, we'll put a save down here then and make the best of it. We're actually making progress, finally. It only took half an hour of repeated deaths to make progress today. Oh yeah, if you thought this was just going to extend a bridge, by the way, good joke about that one. They're far too creative around here for it to be something as simple as just extending a bridge. Now we're going to rotate the room. Which, to be fair, if I were designing a place like this, I would absolutely do this kind of shit too. Like, hey, what if we just rotated a section of the room and just put the hole somewhere else instead of moving a bridge across? There's another flamethrower. Let's not toy with that right now. Boulder. I don't think I have a choice here, do I? Because Chris isn't up to boulder punching levels yet. Gotta go! Alright, that takes care of that problem at least. See, that's what I thought was gonna happen when I took the other flamethrower. Well, I guess we're safe to take this flamethrower then, huh? Though this probably locks this door too, then. Yeah, that sounded like a door locking noise. Yep. Well, that's fine. Depends on if there's hunters in here or if there's something else around. If I see a hunter, I'll switch back to the revolver. Unless there's only one, then the flamethrower might work. Game, please let me have control so I can fight back. How did that not hit him? Come on, game. I really still hate the fact that you have to aim up the second they go to jump, even though that shot would have reached them before they left the ground. That is going to remain like a constant burr in my side with this game. Right side, we get magnum rounds to replace the extra one that I wasted. Where do I go from here? Because this room appears to be a dead end. And I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Okay. I think I get the idea here. Yep, camera fuckery. Because it really looks like that boulder blocks the passage there, but it doesn't. You can actually just go through here. And are in prompt danger because spider. Whom apparently I can't reach with the flamethrower. Is he can just spit further than the flamethrower can reach. Unless maybe I needed to aim down, but God forbid I have perspective in that room to be able to tell where I need to be pointing the flamethrower. And this is why I've loosed my compunction about saving all the time, because you just get screwjobbed sometimes. We will get through this. By hook or by crook, we will survive. Oh no, it's a boulder. You just gotta, like, walk up to it, pretty much, for it to go off. I have to assume there's, like, a pressure plate or something that you set off that causes the boulder to start moving. Unless Chris is dumb and just, like, nudges the boulder and causes it to unbalance or something, which, honestly, I'd believe that. Now the question becomes, do I want the revolver rounds that are down there? I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna deal with the spider problem first. I think dealing with the spider problem first makes more sense than going for those revolver rounds. Is if we can solve the spider problem, we can handle the other problem. And I do want to try to use the flamethrower for this, just because the flamethrower is a... Why are you here? Oh, no, I know why that happened. He gets pulled to you when you walk down the other end. That's almost certainly what happens there. Okay, flamethrower just sucks, apparently. Is the flamethrower just bad? Am I getting the right idea there that the flamethrower is just useless garbage? Is it just a trap? If so, we have a bit of a problem then, because I don't think I have enough magnum rounds to kill the spider. And that's going to be a lot of my magnum rounds to deal with that. So our alternative becomes I have to go back up and go get my shotgun. Which we did get more ammo for, but I have to get back past the dogs without losing too much health. The good news is we don't die instantly to them anymore now that I've used the first aid spray. And the other good news is we don't have to deal with any of the hunters because the ladder leading back up to where the dogs and everything are is right next to us. So yeah, I probably should just at the very least do some inventory juggling. Get these pistol bullets out of my inventory so they're not in the way. Actually... no. Keep the crank just in case there's a second spot I'm gonna need it. I don't remember if there's more than one spot for that hexagonal crank, or if it's just another one of those cases of they don't make you throw it away because you might reuse it, because it is a reusable item. But as you can see, getting in and out of there is actually not bad at all. Now that we did the worst of the situation on that one side, we can actually pretty cleanly run back and forth. The worst that'll happen is the occasional dog bite, which isn't too bad. And I can't put the... Like, even if I wanted to put the crank away, I can't put it away right now because I didn't rotate the room yet. But assuming that spider is just a bit stronger than your average spider, my best play is probably going to be shoot and scoot with the shotgun. Just like take one blast, move, take another blast, move, and just keep dodging the spit. Because that seems to be all it does. It doesn't bite. Because it was even doing the spit at point blank range, which is why we were dying so quickly. Is we were catching all 3 shots at point blank range, I think. Basically, he was out shotgunning our flamethrower because 3 beats 1, as it turns out. And the flamethrower has no stagger. Which you would think a spider would be having a very adverse reaction to being set on fire, but apparently it just doesn't care. Which, you know, bioengineered spider, maybe it doesn't have pain receptors to speak of. It might also be technically undead, which it would again tie into the lack of pain receptors. Also, I didn't mean to go up the elevator. I just did that reflexively after all the loops we did doing this bit. Which is not the worst thing that I did that, because now we have a theoretical clear shot straight across. But I think it would have been easier to go from the gate down, because there's less camera transitions. But we got it. We're fine. And obviously we're gonna save once we get to the typewriter down there, so I don't have to worry about having to redo that loop. Not that that's a bad loop to redo, but I think it's a case of it would be a waste of everybody's time. Don't need to equip the crank, you silly man. So I would assume if it's required at any point ahead, the game wouldn't let me throw the crank away. So there's a temptation to test that theory. Yeah, we need to trigger the boulder again. I really should save after doing this, just so we don't have to do this again, too. There could be a funny moment where I get crushed by a boulder, so I'm willing to allow that and to keep happening. It's one of these times I'm gonna trip up and get crushed. So let's go get the revolver bullets. In part because we can pull the hunter out of... Wait, no, because we see him come through that door. Or, not really see him come through that door, but you get the point. Okay, we're still in fine condition. But we're gonna need those Magnum rounds to make up for the Magnum rounds I used clearing out the other hunters. Alright, let's see how this goes. See if I'm up to the task of dancing with a spider. They do have an unfair advantage when it comes to dancing because they got a lot more legs. Oh, he shot ahead of me, cheeky bastard. What's this sparkling in the corner here? A knife? Why on earth? Oh, it's to cut the webs off the door, isn't it? Missed it. Missed it again. Have to reload. God damn it. I counted wrong because I was focused more on avoiding than on counting my shells. You need to count the shells, though, otherwise that happens. I really should save after rotating this at the very least, so I stop having to sit through the rotation. It is funny watching it rotate at super speed. Just gonna update that. And again, I know there's gonna be people out there that are gonna screech about the fact that I'm not using ribbons anymore. But at this point, fuck that noise. Also, I'm definitely seeing why the temperature wasn't too bad. It's starting to rain again. So the typical caveat of, if I suddenly am not audible anymore, it's because the internet went out. And or the power. So, you know, just be advised that that is a reality that could happen. It doesn't sound like very heavy rain yet, but it could get there. I could try just blind firing in his general direction. There we go. Perfect kill. We wasted an extra shot, but we didn't get hurt. And I'd rather have the no damage than the extra bullet. Though that may come back to haunt me later. Considering, you know, it takes 2 Magnum rounds to take a hunter. Which, I think I know why they're not one-shotting like it was claimed to, and I think it's a distance thing. Because I saw an implication in one of the guides I skimmed through absorbing additional information that apparently if they're closer, they take more damage? Which seems sensible but odd at the same time. Like, it seems like an extra bit of calculation that I'm kind of surprised would be a thing, but at the same time, I'm willing to believe it. Oh, I blasted one of the legs off already. God damn it, I thought it was gonna keep turning and shoot closer to me. Okay, we're only in caution right now. Let me just quickly reload this while I'm in here checking my health already anyway. Why didn't you attack, you son of a bitch? Why are you smarter than you look? This thing's missing more than half its legs and it just keeps on fighting. I got thrown off real bad by the fact that it hadn't just died when it lost most of its legs. But again, I need to remember, it's probably got the T-virus in it, which means it doesn't understand the concept of pain anymore. So it doesn't care about things like that. Because most natural creatures would have gone into shock by that point. Which again, would kind of lend itself to them not being too concerned about the pain anyway, but they would have been a bit less effective at the very least. Plus or minus the adrenaline of the moment, causing them to become more dangerous. So there's a trade-off involved there. You know, there's a world in which I just don't fight this hunter at all, and I just avoid him, thus saving the ammo. But that runs the risk of me getting tagged by him when I try to get past him, which puts us at a disadvantage for the next fight. I don't know. I'm of two minds with that one, and if it continues going wrong, I may experiment with the alternative. On the bright side, at least I'm not getting frustrated this time. I'm in a better overall mindset today. So we've got that going for us. Yep, there's the thunder. I did get a little camera screwed there. I disagree with that shotgun blast not making contact. Oh, we're probably in bad health now. Chris, I really wish you were more competent. How is it so fast sometimes, too? Like, now and then, it takes a while to turn around, and then other times it instant turns like that and just destroys you. May as well try just ducking the hunter. This way we have more magnum rounds, and we could try just taking the spider out with the magnum. Which is not what I want to do, because I feel like I'm going to need those magnum rounds later. But if I don't use them now, when will I use them? Becomes a question mark. It kind of starts to feel like Elixir Syndrome. Like, if you're not going to use it when you clearly need it, when are you going to use it? And there's always the world in which I just don't use all of the magnum rounds. I just put a few magnum rounds into the spider and then switch to the shotgun. Both are options. And of course, thanks to the camera angles, we ended up getting hit. This is exactly what I was afraid of with that. So we're down a hit for the spider. I don't like that, but we'll give it a try. Or, I suppose more literally, we'll give it a shot. I hate this angle, because it's a lot harder to make a shot that hits. Case in point, I've somehow missed twice against that big a target. Yeah, 3 Magnum rounds and it dies. That's kind of what I anticipated. But I wanted to save the Magnum rounds. Oh god, the little spiders. Ah! Thing was carrying a lot of babies. I just run circles, though. I think we'll be able to clear the worst of them. I wonder if leaving the room would mean these despawn. Can I even leave the room? We'll give it a shot, because I killed... Oh no, I didn't kill the hunter, though, so we might be walking right into the claws of a hunter. Hi, bud. Bye, bud. Don't mind me. Yeah, that despawned all the little spiders. Okay, very good. So I presume I need this knife to clear the webs, or I could probably use the flamethrower. But since this knife's here and we have one in storage, we may as well use this one. And then I'll just throw it away, probably. Apologies if you can hear the thunder rumbling out there, because there is thunder. You know, we might have been able to avoid the spider fight entirely if the flamethrower took the webs out quick enough. There's a world in which, like, you just touch this door with the flamethrower for a second and it would open. So I feel like that's entirely too generous for the way this game's been at this point. Oh, this would have been a place to put the flamethrower back after you were done, probably. So the door would unlock. Because I'm betting that door would be locked if you still had the flamethrower in hand. Meanwhile, another save room. One with healing and poison removal and all that good stuff. Which is also why I didn't throw the knife away, because it's like, I may as well just put the second knife into storage to join the other knife. There you go, knife friends. Go ahead and put the crank away for the moment, now that we have a storage box in the area. His worst case, I turn around and come back here, because this area seems to be relatively clear. Got an ink ribbon sitting here, which I'll go ahead and put that in storage with the other one, and we do have a first aid spray sitting here. I don't know what it says about my brain right now, but I really thought that was like a Christmas tree or something in the corner where the blue herb was, where all that mold is, when we first walked in the room. I think that's mostly just a matter of... It feels like a Christmas miracle that we got to this point. We'll hang on to that first aid spray because we're not in danger yet. So we theoretically can take a hit, and then I'll use the first aid spray so that we have a little bit more longevity. Oh, there's snakes now. Thanks, I hate it. Oh, there's a lot of snakes. Oh, do I need to bring the flamethrower over here? I probably need to bring the flamethrower from the other hook to this hook to weigh it down. That's fine. Just means I need to dodge some snakes. Not a big problem. It is a problem, but not a big problem. Because there's still this jerk, too. Give me the flamethrower. We're still in caution, so we're currently okay adjacent. I am a little worried that that second hit put us into danger, but we'll check that as soon as we get through the door. Now we're stun caution. We're okay. We're not great, but we're okay. Oh wait, no, I need to interact with the thing. Yep, will you put down the flamethrower? Yes. Flamethrower-based locking mechanisms. What will they think of next? Hate this camera angle. Okay, so we got an elevator over there. Probably needs a battery. Got a pointless dead-end corner. And a boulder! Wonderful. Wonderful. Shut up, Hook. Does this elevator work? It does! Well, let's see where this takes us, then. Hopefully it'll take us somewhere positive. He says, knowing that that's probably a lie. Oh, wait. No, I think this is good. But we're early. We don't want to be here yet. And I'm not gonna take those herbs yet. 'Cause I think I know exactly where we are. And as much as I wish I could just enact the section that happens here and just get the hell away, we can't really be doing that. Yeah, this door is welded shut. That's why we can't just go in there. May as well at least put one of the herbs in my pocket for a rainy day. Because we can combine it with the red we picked up earlier. Or push comes to shove. And that way we essentially have another first aid spray on hand. I'll just need to run back through the snakes to put that away. Which getting through the snakes really isn't that big a deal. Doing this to reset the snake spawn. But basically, what that room up there is that's where the helipad is. I'm just gonna say that now because it's pretty clear that that's where that is. And it's not like this is a game that would be very easily spoiled for most people. I feel like just about everybody's seen this game by this point. So we put away the green herb. Save the fact that we went and grabbed that and we've been up that elevator. Really not raining much, even though it's rumbling and bumbling out there. No snakes. No, 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 no. Hey Melon, so far it's going a bit smoother than last time. We've at least made some progress. We got past the second spider. We got past the Enrico section. We actually have some healing on hand. We've at least gone and looked at the helipad and realized the door was welded shut. And that's about where we're at right now. How goes for you? We're about to trigger another boulder as well. Resident Evil sure does like its boulders. Oh, I guess there's another bypass for the boulder problem. Is we could rotate this room. Yeah, understandable. fly, you fool. Alright. Older time, fun time is past. Yeah, no, I armed myself with a bit more information to give myself an edge. Not that I've actually really been making use of that information too much, because it didn't stick. But some of it has helped. And there's another MO disc. So we've got 2 MO discs. I don't remember if both of them are needed or if you only needed the other one. I feel like they're both needed. I don't 100% remember. Yeah, it took a good, like, 6 or 7 tries to beat the spider, though, because I was trying to not use Magnum rounds for it, and ended up resorting to the Magnum after multiple deaths. So I was trying to save the Magnum ammo for the hunters. But when it's 3 shots of the Magnum or lots of shotgun, it kind of becomes an impossible argument to win. Because we were doing pretty well on keeping the shotgun blast rotation going, but it was just a case of 1 or 2 fumbles and it's over, so it was a lot more efficient to... Wait, no, I meant to put the disc away. That's why I went in there. Other than saving the fact that we went and got that disc. I seem to recall that I don't need the disc yet. I think I remember exactly where I need that, and we're not there yet. Because we need the discs after we use the Doom books. Which, speaking of, let's actually pull the thing that's in the Doom book out. So what I'm talking about makes sense. Is we need all the medals. There's multiple medals around that we need to go get. Because they really do love their little collect these to do a thing items in these games. And there is that blue herb still sitting there in case I get a snake bite. But at this point... Am I done down here? Yeah, it looks like there's another room attached to the elevator room. Back where the boulder was. Oh, I think I know what I need to do. I think I remember now. I need the crank again. So I'm glad I didn't throw it away. Which one's the right crank, though? I think it's this one. We'll check before we walk over there. Yep, hexagonal head. The eagle medal is the only one I have, yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to go back and get at least one other one, because I think we did miss one of them. Because we were having so much trouble with all the hunters and everything. There's the elevator. This is why there's the rotating room here, is because you actually need to open a passage to go to the side by rotating the hallway here. Is that going the right way? No, there's a wall there. It really is fun. I do kind of wish they would have automatically gone to the side you needed it to go to instead of stopping. Because, you know, clearly I want the hole in the floor, right? Clearly that's exactly what you want. Because, like, especially over on this side where it was just a wall, I don't really think there was a reason for it to stop there. Exactly. And it kind of grates at times as far as that goes. Oh, it's playing the puzzle music. Oh no. It's a hexagonal hole. Oh right, this whole room's gonna move too. I remember now, this whole goofery. So let's go put the... We need to put at least one thing away. Because we can't function. And I don't really want to burn our first aid spray right now. Exactly. It's the spooky mystery theme. Like, oh no, mysterious things be happening. Are they gonna figure it out? Are they gonna get eaten by a spider? Or a snake? Or is the wall itself going to eat them? Oh no! Yeah, we'll put our singular extra magnum round away. Exactly. It honestly feels like some of these bits take long enough that they could be a whole other episode. Almost got bit by a snake taking a drink. Okay, that's the elevator. This is the way I need to go. Bye, Boulder. Bye, Boulder. Boulder is friend. Boulder will not hurt me anymore. Yeah. Unfortunately for them, I'm not into that. Feel like I need to move that statue for some reason. We'll do this first and see what happens. Oh right, it's not a whole room rotation, it pushes things out. Which means I need to do that again and put it back. Because what you need to do is push the statue into where that wall pushes out so you could push the statue away from the wall so you can actually do the puzzle. There we go. That should be aligned appropriately. Meanwhile, Chris himself is not quite aligned appropriately because... reasons. Dun, 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 push the statue. You know, because clearly we gotta do it this way. He can't just, like, pull the statue towards him with his hands or anything. We've gotta use this crazy mechanism in the wall to push the statue away from the wall. Really? Slightly misaligned, huh? There we go. And there's our second book. Which will get us our second medal. At least they don't make you, like, combine the two books or anything. And, you know, you gotta check the side of the book. Checking the book is not good enough. Da-na-na-na. And I think that was all of what this entire endeavor down here was actually for, is getting the other medal. I think that was what the point to coming down here was. All of the pain and misery we went through was just to get that one piece of metal. On the bright side, though, we actually came out of this up on healing. So, really, it worked out in our favor. Or that we went through this little adventure down here. is we're actually up an herb and up a first aid spray. And I brought the red herb with me, so we actually can make that green herb much better as well. Oh, actually, no, there was 2 reasons to be down here, because we needed the other MO disc as well, I'm pretty sure. And technically, for plot fulfillment, we do need the... We need the interaction with Enrique that told us that there was a betrayer. Yeah, it really is funny, isn't it? That they just slither their way back up in there, like, okay, gotta reset. We'll get him this time. He will never see it coming that we fall out of the ceiling again. Haha! Surprise! Let's take stock for a second here. We've been to every room. I grabbed the first aid spray and the shotgun shells that were in the generator room. Let me just take a look at my interactive map here for a second so I can make sure I got all the items. Yep. Okay, yeah, we have everything. We've cleared out everything that was down here. Because, fun fact, Mel, there is a site called Evil Resource that has these fancy interactive maps where you can hover over the rooms on the map and see what's in them. That's pretty handy that I found it on this morning. When you go to toy with the randomizer, it might be a real good idea to have that on hand. This way you can see how many checks are going to be in every room. Oh yeah, the fact that the resources exist is no surprise, because this game is so beloved that of course people would have all kinds of fancy tools for it. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a full-scale tracker as well that you could use, where it'll tell you what you can access with what items and everything as well. Hey bud, ow. I went the wrong way. No. Yeah, I think there is only one for the original version. Oh, god damn it, game. I really do hate how centered on the doors you have to be. Like, if there's one thing other than the bit of aiming fiddle that frustrates me with this, it's the fact that Chris will not open a door unless he's perfectly centered on it. Yeah, and there is also a randomizer for 4 as well. But I think there's actually a randomizer for 4 and 4 Remake. So I swear there is a randomizer for Remake 1. But I don't think it's in the same category, nor is it as good as BioRand is. Oh, right. Just kill me. I need to bring the flamethrower back. So it wouldn't have mattered if we were centered on the door anyway, because this annoying mechanism exists. I forgot I needed to bring the flamethrower back. I'll take a look after I'm done here, because I am pretty sure I remember where I saw it. I just don't remember the name of the site off the top of my head to explain it. But I know I have it bookmarked somewhere. Because there's a site that's just literally a big list of basically every randomizer made. That's up to a point where it can actually be reasonably played. And it links to all of the GitHubs and such connected with each of them and everything. Key. Down the flamethrower. Use the first aid spray so we don't get screwed. There we go. I needed to wait for the click. Gotta let the mechanism do its job. Alright. Imagine if somebody was just waiting there to rotate the floor on us as we went running through there. You're just Wesker's just chilling there with another hexagonal crank. Aha! You thought you were going to escape. Goodbye, Chris. Dead. It would be a lot more effective than trying to kill us directly, wouldn't it? Excuse me, pardon me. God damn it. I don't even know why I ran this way. I need to go back to the mansion, I'm pretty sure, not to the guardhouse. This does put us in an interesting position. I definitely don't need the hex crank anymore, so we may as well drop the hex crank off in the box up here. Since all the boxes are connected anyway, it won't matter which box I put it in. We technically didn't lose any health. I'm gonna assume you're asking Melon that question since you just were talking to Melon a second ago. And it would be a lot more sensible to be asking Melon. Yeah, there we go. I didn't figure, but I wanted to make sure since you didn't leave any context statements there. This way no one gets confused. That is something most people wouldn't know, yeah. Welsh is an interesting language. A strong but honest statement. Some people do feel that strongly about their favorite color. Well, that'd be melanin, not melatonin. Melatonin's the stuff that helps you with sleeping. You know, I think there might be a bit of a difference between those two concepts. I don't think skin pigmentation helps you sleep at night. Plus or minus what some people may believe. Did I save? I feel like I didn't save. Personally, no. Has somebody? Probably. But have you done a study that proves your statement either? Because if you don't have a study and I don't have a study, then it doesn't matter what either of us say. By all means, present me your findings since you're the guest here. You first. Then I will neither confirm nor deny that I've done it either. And we are in a stalemate. The ambiguity goes both ways. Either way, we need to get back over to the mansion. Yeah, because I think she just doesn't exist yet. Yeah, that sounds about right. Which basically lines up with what I was saying. It doesn't matter. I took the wrong elevator. I think you're not making your point very clearly then. Oh, you know what? That's fair. If your point is that you don't know, then that's accurate. Yes, neither of us know for sure at all here. But there was definitely an issue of clarity 100% there. Go back to the mansion we are, which means back to Hunter Hell for us, because I'm gonna have to get past a lot of bad to get out of here. I think this transitioned the map to, yes, it swapped it to mansion. I am aware that banana chips exist, yes. I'm not sure why that's a concept. Depends on where you get them from. Some actually taste like bananas, and some have weird flavors depending on what who your supplier for banana chips is. Yeah, the problem is they don't know their own strength, so they end up snapping you in half. So the issue at current hand is I have 2 medals, but I don't remember if I only needed 2. And let's take a quick look. Right, I forgot to turn on the power generator. So I think I do need to go back. Yeah, no, I ran the wrong way. I thought I had more steps I needed to do than I actually needed to. Look, just because I have a crick in my neck most of the time does not mean I need somebody to adjust that aggressively. Well, the good news is we don't need to go get the help of those hunters over there. We don't actually need to be over there at all. Oh, the dog placement here is a real issue. Pay no mind to the fact that Chris is vibrating. I think he's very concerned that there's a dog about to bite him. Now, a smarter man would have just loaded his save that was down where he needed to be instead of running back, but I'm running back as penance for the mistake I made. And if we end up failing, well, then we go back to the save where we're down here, and it's fine. So actually, no, the save is up where the... I forgot, I saved when we were up in the guardhouse. Also, I just ran in a circle after getting slashed by that hunter, so this is wonderful. We're still fine, though. That hunter placement really sucks, because he's in the worst position for where we need to be going. As you can see, he's quite literally blocking the exact path to get through. Which, when in doubt, always trend towards where the monster is with your pathing, because they make sure to place the monster in your way. Almost every time. Right, I need to go get the flamethrower again. Which is... That should have been my clue that that was a problem to begin with, because they would not necessarily be expecting you to move the flamethrower a second time, probably. God damn it, me. Going like 6 steps when I only needed to go 2 steps. I'm gonna need these. So let's grab them while I'm in here. Then we'll go grab the flamethrower back. Get hurt some more, probably. And that's gonna be a whole thing in and of itself. You know, I gotta find ways to pad this time out so this is a full day somehow, right? I swear, if I made a blooper reel of this series, it would probably be the entire session. As far as the hunters go, I think that's technically a yes. 'Cause I want to say technically they're a bioweapon, but technically they are an extended form of the zombies, so... Yes? Like, there's yes with a question mark and a fairly large asterisk on that, I feel. Is there any reason to... No, because that's just the room where we got the emblem. Yeah, we just need to go this way. I think there's a save room where we're going, so I can grab my healing out from over there. We'll just do a scouting run right now. The thing I forgot is that the emblems are apparently used on the fountain somewhere. Or at least it mentioned draining water, so I presume that that's what this is going to be. Yeah, picture of an eagle on a round hollow. But part of where I went wrong is I for some reason thought there was 3 of these, which there are 3 pedestals, which is probably where my idea of needing 3 came from. But you actually only need 2. It's kind of fucked up that they have that 3rd pedestal there. But obviously they needed the 3rd pedestal there for the door. Good night, ABC. All of this to access a hidden elevator to go further below. On the right hand side. Emergency exit. Alright. We just gotta cause an emergency. More accurately, we're probably just going down the ladder. But I totally could have just started a fire up there and maybe it would have let me through the door. Oh hey, speaking of save rooms, and being able to grab my stuff, so there doesn't appear to be a typewriter in here, just a box. That's fine, let's grab out our red and green herb, get that mixed together for when we get our body chewed up some more. There we go. I dislike that there's the vent in this room, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing's gonna pop out of that vent at any point, no. No, 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 no. Zombie. Sir? You know what, you're fine. You're just doing your thing. Oh, hey, herbs. When in doubt, as soon as you... Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay, fine. You asked for that. Yep, we're in the final bit now. We just gotta get through the lab, do what we gotta do here, and then we're home free, more or less. Okay, yeah, that one has a blood puddle, so he's dealt with. Didn't really want to burn the ammo on them, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. And considering I don't remember the pathing in here, it's gonna be good to have them out of the way. That's our third MO disc. So I feel like those discs are actually extra. I think they're actually not required. Electronically locked. Well, that's upsetting. Visual data room. Alright, if we find anything involving a visual data room, we know where to go. I mean, you're not wrong. They made this mess, so it's not exactly a bad thing to eliminate them. Oh, right, we have these guys now. Okay, 3 shots and he's dealt with. What's behind door number blue? This blue is now a number. Okay. Very suspicious hallway with multiple doors. Oh, potentially multiple doors. Already not a fan of this. Half this room is pitch black. Researcher's letter. June 8th, 1998. Dear Ada. Ada, by the time you read this, I'll be something different. Today's test turned out to be positive, just as I expected. I feel like going crazy when I think about becoming one of them. Ada, you're not infected, and I hope you never will be. In case you're the last one left, take the material in the visual data room and go to the power room to operate the triggering system before you escape, and make all of this public through the media. If everything is in order, all the locks can be opened by the security system. You can access the system if you log in with my name from the terminal and enter the password. The password is your name. To unlock the door at B2 where the visual data room is located, you'll need to access with our names first and then enter another password. I've written the code below. I'm sure you'll understand it easily. And this is my last hope. If you find me completely changed, please kill me yourself. Password, Runes. Yours, John. Go ahead and take a picture of them runes. I'm gonna need that information in a little bit, I'm pretty sure. And remember, John and Ada. See, they even mention it again in case you're not paying attention and are just skipping through the text. Too dark to see anything, but there's an herb on the floor there. So let's go ahead and top up our health with the double green we have and then grab this one. Seems someone used this only recently, so somebody was alive not that long ago. Ta-da! Light switch. Even though that switch looked real ominous, it was just a light switch. Something is written on the picture. Dun dun dun. You can... I presume this is so that you might be able to figure out what the runes are. Is like, clearly that's an apple that's being held up. That's Eve on the ground and Adam standing there? No, that'd be too long for Adam. And over there on the left, it might just be saying tree? Because there's a repeated letter? And clearly what he's holding is apple, because it's, again, a repeated letter. And we know that M is E. And the very A shape there is A. So we know that our second password ends in E. We at the very least know that for certain. Actually, yeah, it ends in LE. So, it depends on what the 5-letter word there is. Which we know that X is... Wait, no. No, because X can't be E, because if the 3-letter word there was Eve, then it would be a repeating letter there. So that can't be true either. But we know that whatever that letter is used in both words. So I was assuming that this painting was involving Adam and Eve because it was a man, a woman, and an apple. And it's something people usually would recognize. That can't be the case. Is 1, the number of letters is wrong, and 2, the translation wouldn't match. Either way, we have pieces of the answer. We'll just look around and see if there's a hint that helps us the rest of the way. If not, I can probably brute force the code from there, since we know what half the word is. It would have to then be a word that ends in LE, assuming my translation is correct. Wait, I think I might remember what the word is supposed to be. I do a lot of puzzles like that, so that's something I can figure out pretty quickly. I just gotta be careful not to overshoot the layer of information I need to be at. Power room. Door is tightly locked. Okay, everything is locked. Wow, there's a lot of you bastards down here. Really should just stop blindly running around these corners if there's so many of these guys here. But in part, I'm just scouting the area out so I know what I'm getting into. Ah, there's the computer for the electronic locks. Boop. Yeah. Makes you wonder why the clothes disappear. But they probably came from the morgue. Like, the dead would get disposed of and then they'd be back from the dead again. So we know that the login we want is John, and we know that one of the passwords we need is Ada. So we'll at least do that one first. And then maybe we'll get the remaining answer we need from there. That sure is a way of typing you have there, Chris. Just slamming your whole hand on the keyboard for each letter. Floor 2 is where the visual data room is, so we'll go ahead and unlock that. Boop, boop, boop. Ding. Permission denied. Now, for some reason, I remember the password is mole, but I don't know if I'm right about that. Hey, I remembered it! Now, I need to point out, I did not see that in any of the information I looked at, because I did not look at this point in the game. The information I had read stopped before this point, because I was only worried about getting through the section we were stuck on. but I remember from the times I've seen people play this, and then combining that with the information that it ends in LE, I was able to pull it back together again in my brain. There we go, that's the door on level 3 opened as well. Now, the only thing is, I'm not 100% sure how you're supposed to get that answer. But there's another layer of logic you could use to achieve the answer anyway. Is if you think about it... Oh, I need that slide cartridge, but I have no space. If you think about it, there's two different ways you could come to the logic of using the word mole. There's the scientific mole, which isn't spelled that way, it's missing the E. But you could use that as a way of getting your thought process to the right spot. Or you could use mole as in the spy. Ah, okay. It actually tells you straight up. I couldn't remember what I was supposed to do in that room. I just was sitting there puzzling out the words because it essentially just looked like a cipher when you look at it. So I just went, okay, figure out the cipher. What does the cipher say? I don't know if those actually properly equate to the runes that they're using. So if you understood runic script, whether you'd be able to just read it straight up or not. But that would be another way to come out to the same answer. Like, I don't know if it's a case of they just used those runes because they thought they looked cool, or if they actually were using the correct lettering. Get off of me. At least put on some damn pants. Okay, that's not the door we opened. Right, that one was locked from the inside. Okay, you need to stop. Probably. There we go. 3 shots, 3 heads. A lot less of a problem now. I was trying to save those shells, but they clearly wanted them. At that range, it's hard to miss. We did end up using more health than I wanted and more shells than I wanted, but we solved the problems. Is the visual data room over here, or am I going... No, I'm going back to the storage room, I think. Or I'm going somewhere completely different, and I'm losing track. I'm going somewhere completely different. Hello, sir. Have you met Lord and Savior Shotgun? Anyway. Really? A 4th one? Okay. Come here. There we go. Okay. Facts. To General Manager of Sanitation Division, from Special Committee on Disasters Raccoon Special Research Department. This memorandum is strictly confidential and must be destroyed as soon as it is understood. Regarding the T-virus outbreak which occurred recently, this committee conducted a field survey. According to the survey results, estimates on the amount of damage caused by the accident are considerably greater than reported earlier. First, although it is difficult to obtain accurate data in terms of actual numbers, it is thought that more than half of the researchers died after exposure to the T-virus. The body count will most likely increase since nearly all of the survivors show symptoms peculiar to the T-virus. Second, our security system is still in operation. However, our special security guard squad has been nearly destroyed. Because of that, research information considered by our company to be top secret has been made available to outsiders. Countermeasures should be taken as soon as possible. Finally, many of the subjects from the experiment have escaped and are out of control. We believe that some researchers were killed by the subjects and their bodies were mutilated. By curious coincidence, these events are proof of the success of our research. However, there is also a very high risk that this news may be leaked to the press if we don't act immediately. This condition is very serious. Our operation to cover up this situation is difficult to obtain. And however, we hope the problem will be solved quickly. We are especially concerned that the state police and STARS are intervening too quickly. We need to act on this situation as well. So they managed to get a fax off to the cover-up section of Umbrella. Covered in posters, nothing useful. I mean, I'm sure some people probably find that poster very useful, but not for anything we really need to be doing right now. Most of them are fiction books. Wonderful. This is a passcode output machine. If I had a MoDisc, I could get the code. Oh, that's what I need the MoDisc for. Okay, so I bring the MoDiscs there. And then I get the passwords. Which I forget if the passwords are an item or not. But I think I need them here. Yeah, passcode panel. Okay, yeah, at least I don't have to remember, because if it's saying you don't have the passcode, then I either will get a set of options or it'll just do it. I also don't need to keep the runes on my phone screen there anymore. They've just been sitting down there in the corner of my vision the whole time. That's useless. This is the visual data room, which I assume I need the slide in here, probably. Is you put the slide right into a projector in here. Because remember, this is working with older technology. Despite how fancy all their stuff here is. It's working with technology that would be available at the time the game was made. Umbrella Inc. Bioweapon Materials. MA-39 Cerberus. FI number 3 Neptune. MA-121 Hunter, otherwise known as a son of a bitch. T-002 Tyrant. Keep that one in mind for the future. Bioweapon Research Institute R&D staff. One of those may have looked somewhat familiar. I'm sure that's fine. There's lots of people that look similar in this world. There's a panel. Will you open it? Sure. There's a button. Let's not push the button yet. Let's look around the room the rest of the way before I push the button. Yeah, exactly. Security system. Basement level 1, helicopter port. Executives and government officials only on helicopter port. This restriction may not apply in the case of an accident. Passage to the helicopter. No one is allowed to enter unless they are attended by a research consultant or security director. All others will be shot on sight. Elevator. The elevator stops during emergencies. Basement level 2, visual data room. Visual data room is within the control of Special Research Division. Keith Arving, the room manager, is designated to have jurisdiction over room usage. Basement level 3, prison. Sanitation Division controls the usage of the prison. Consultant researchers E. Smith, S. Ross, A. Wesker, dun dun dun, must be present if virus is used. Triple locked door. No one is allowed to enter unless he presents all passcode documents. Passcode documents must be created on the specialized output machine by the chief researcher of each block. Power room. Only headquarters supervisors may enter. This restriction may not apply if the consultant researcher has received special instructions or has died. His passcode output machine. No one is allowed to use the passcode output machine but the chief researchers. Basement level 4, top secret. Regarding the progress of Tyrant after the use of T-Virus, remaining document is unreadable. Well, that's a shame. But there was an A. Wesker mentioned, and there was a man with a very obvious pair of very notable sunglasses in one of those pictures. Gee, I wonder, who could our traitor be? An intercom. Does not seem to be operative. Great, they broke the intercom. Wonderful. Such subtlety. I don't think we're ever going to be able to figure this mystery out. Dun, 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 dun. You know what? You're right. She disappeared first. She has to be the evil one. Her and Barry are in it together. They ran off to have great adventures without us. Because remember, we haven't seen Barry in a while either. Strange mark is carved here. P room key. I don't know if I want to go to the P room. Yeah, exactly. They just kind of vanished into a plot on Void somewhere. Like, nope. We have to leave for sake of the plot. We'll be back later when we're relevant again. And my ammo situation sucks. We'll be getting closure on a lot of things here soon, though. All things are going to start coming together. Oh, I did actually have an MO disc on me. Well, damn it. I'm going to put my remaining 2 shotgun shells away for a moment, because we do have a bit of juggling to do here. Do I want to go to the power room first, or do I want to do the MO disc thing first? I don't remember the order of operations here. And actually, before I put those shotgun shells away, let me load 1 extra shell in my shotgun. No sense leaving a spare shell that could have been in the gun behind. That'd be very silly of me. We do have 1 magnum round to spare, but that won't really help anything. And the reason why I'm debating the MO disc thing is I have exactly the amount of space to carry all of my MO discs at once. And just to turn all of them in at the password generator. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Because I genuinely don't remember my order of operations here. But I feel like getting those out of the way would help. Just because, if nothing else, it cleans up our storage a bit. Now, ask me if I remember which room was the one that had that device in it. The answer is I don't remember, but we'll find it. It's not hard to find. I think it was the one down at the end here. Yeah. This is where we use the passwords, and the machine to get the passwords was the one right next to it. I remember things sometimes. Okay. Nope. God damn it, Chris. I acknowledge that it's a passcode machine. You don't need to say it twice. Passcode 1. Genesis 2216. By myself, I have garbled letters that I'm not going to try to read any further. I can read some of it, but I can't read all of it. Oh, there it is, right there. I swear by myself, declares the Lord, that because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son. 01 has been filed. You'll notice these aren't taking up inventory. What do you mean I can't use it here? What? Did I actually only need 1 MO disc? Oh yeah, there was only... I guess they just have 3 MO discs in case you miss them then? I thought you needed all of them. Or am I gonna need an MO disc for another code from another machine? And I wasted my time carrying all of my discs here. I'm gonna keep one of the discs on me. But I'm gonna put one of the other discs away. Just in case my theory is correct that I do need one in the next section. Because I'm now having a doubt loop there. Because both angles make sense. Because if you're going through like tiers of security, there would be multiple machines for activating multiple layers of security. put that away, grab the P room key, we'll go to the power room, and we'll go from there. But we're flying now, we're going. We're moving and we're grooving. I do have to acknowledge that we haven't saved in a bit because there isn't a save point in that room, so I've not put down a save. Didn't I clear this place out? Missed it. You know what? I'll take that. I missed one shot and then I got a 2-for-1 to balance it out. Oh, right, we didn't clear these guys out. That was a different floor we had cleaned out. No, I'm pretty sure I had cleared these out. Or are these like early regenerators, so they actually come back? Could be either. Our room key is now useless. Not sure I'm a fan of the noise that door made when I opened it. That seems like it's gonna attract problems. Yep, we got more science zombies down here. Which means they're gonna start spitting at me. There's a red herb. That's wonderful, but that's more important. Shotgun shells. I feel like that vent over there is gonna be way more useful for Jill than for me. So, how in the hell? Oh, I see. At least I think I see. The boxes are a red herring. They're just there to fuck with you. What you actually do is you push the steps out this way, and then you push the steps away from where the boxes are like this. And you probably could have done this on the other side, so it would have been easier. Oh, did I place it just wrong, though? Well, I can push it to the wall and then move it into place. I was doing it slightly more complicated than it needed to be. Slide into place. Come around. Slide it the rest of the way into place. And then up we go. Am I not aligned properly? Is that the problem? Am I, like, slightly off? God damn it, game. Why are you like this? Oh, that's not great. Up, please. Yep, get me out of here. So you would think going through an air shaft when poison's the problem, yeah, wouldn't help much. Wow, you don't get much time at all, huh? Oh, that's a fucking problem. That's a big fucking problem. Because our last save was back here, because we didn't have a typewriter, so I didn't save. So I have to redo all of that now. Is, you know, fuck you and your progress. Why would they put a typewriter down there? Yeah, that's why I was worried about that. Why the fuck would they give you so little time for that section, though? Like, you have to know exactly what you're supposed to do when you jump over there to not just die. That's pretty bad. I got 2 ticks of poison before I died. Now, I have to assume that part of that was the injury we had, and maybe I could have healed past that. But that's still not good. That's still not very well thought out. Oh, yeah, the boxes would have blocked the poison. Right. The thing is, those boxes looked positioned so that you wouldn't be able to move them. But maybe I just misunderstood their positioning because of the bad perspective there. Oh well, won't take us long to get back there. We know exactly what we need to do, so we can shortcut this a bit. Is with those two boxes jammed together like that, it really doesn't look like they're meant to be moved. I feel like a little bit of clarity could have gone a very long way on that one. I'm not surprised that this happened. It was an inevitability that I was gonna die somewhere in there. And I should have just saved at the box, even though there wasn't a save point there, but I'm trying to hold myself to the limitations they give you. I forgot to grab the flamethrower. Like, it's just poorly thought out that that area doesn't have a save point. Like, I don't care who you are, that's not a good idea for there not to be a typewriter down there anywhere. Like, maybe it's in a weird spot down there, but I sure as hell didn't see one. There might be one, yeah. Like, I fell for that trap pretty hard, because they make that puzzle just obvious enough that you'll do exactly what I did and go, oh, it's an easy puzzle, I'll just solve it and move on, I won't look around for anything. Because, you know, I got places to be and things to do, and then you die to the gas like an idiot. So I'm pretty sure it is possible to get through there with the gas, too. If you're fast, you just need to know what you're doing. And you know what I don't? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, speaking of I don't know what I'm doing. Guess who forgot the two emblems in the box and has to turn around and go back now? Because he's trying to get back to where he was instead of wasting time. And this is why the game doesn't need to troll, is because I'm too busy trolling myself. I certainly don't need help in that front. Thankfully, there's a storage box not far from here, but it's just like, god damn it. And on the bright side, we can skip all of the reading I've done, go straight to the computer, put in the 2 passwords. Wait a minute. Didn't I save in here? Now I'm confused. Oh, wait. No. I saved up there last because I went back up after the fact. That's why that's confused. Okay, never mind, that's fine. That all makes sense. So I'm pretty sure the save before number 8 would have been down here. But it's fine. It genuinely is a 6 of one, half dozen of the other there. Sorry, everybody, for the wasted time here. That one, at the end of the day, is my fault, but it is still a dick move on their part that this ended up this way. No, we'll leave that other herb here. Because we'll be coming back. This was the wolf. I don't even have to read these, I know which one's which. God's sake, game. Put it into the thing. We know how it's used. Thank you. Nope, not giving you the dignity of your cutscene. We're moving on. Got places to be. All those nice headshots have gone to waste. I'm gonna have to do it again. On the bright side, we'll get a bunch of health back because I won't have greedily gotten beat up trying to rush any of this. Let's go ahead and carry one of our ammo actually, no, because there's an ammo disc down here. So I don't even need to bring that. Yeah, there's nothing I need to bring with me. I have everything I need. Because everything we need down here is acquired on site. Also, that storm amounted to fuck all. And it's just getting hotter now, so that's wonderful. God damn you. You managed to get me. But it's fine because I got him first. We'll go ahead and do the same thing we did before of combining these. We just don't need to use them this time. Which that may come back to cause us an inventory issue that we won't actually end up needing that health. Oh, there's a bad fucking camera angle. There we go. Used less ammo to clear these guys out this time, because I actually remembered headshotting works. You know, small positives, basically. We'll be in less of a dire shotgun shell situation. Right, we need to go unlock the door. Hello, naked man. Really? There we go. Now, if we go in this room and come back and he's back on his feet, we know that destroying those is a moot point. We also have to remember that there's 3 of them in one of these rooms. We can quickly see if the thought about moving something to make the blue light is correct, which this does look like a movable shelf. Yeah, that's the ticket. As you can tell, which shelves can be moved and which ones can't. Yeah, see, it translates all of the words here. Oh, you know what? I should have figured that out. That actually was very easy to figure out because that's why 3 letters in both those words were the same. I was so close to that idea, but I just didn't quite finish firing on that thought. Because I had figured out tree and apple, because those were obvious. I, for some reason, was still thinking that the one on the ground was the woman and the one standing was the man for some reason. And yet somehow I got to the right answer, and the world may never know the real answer as to how or why that happened. Because even I'm not sure. Bullets, huh? I don't really need handgun bullets, considering we're just not even using the handgun anymore. I remember some things sometimes. It is gonna bug me a little bit though, because the answer was literally right there in front of my face, because there were more repeating letters, and I just completely glossed over said repeating letters somehow. Then again, I also got myself killed with poison gas when there were obvious boxes I could have used to solve the problem, so you know what? I suppose it all works out. See, that guy is back. So shooting these is pointless, they just come back. The inside, that's the power room. Need to get you out of my way, potentially. Yep, that's why I was thinking I was gonna need to get him out of my way. Because Busy was gonna jump me the second I tried to go past him. Busy was facing away from me. Okay, here's where we could slide. Here's where the computer is. Is there something else in here? No, I don't think there was anything else in here. Let's go ahead and use our double green to go back to fine. We're gonna have to burn more healing to save on shells, I guess, because of the fact that these things don't stay dead. Did I ever finish the thought as far as the other reason I was thinking mole? Because I know I mentioned mole as in spy. But more specifically, it would be because there's a mole within our side, which is what would be leading you to potentially think about that as a concept. Is to put a finer point on it, one could define Wesker as a mole within stars, since he, as all signs are pointing, works for Umbrella as well. And that is typically what a mole's action is leaking information to their original side from within another organization. At least within that context, not just the animal mole context. And there we go. 2 thumbs up back to back, all doors are opened. We can close this computer. Now, a wise man would destroy this computer so nobody can relock those doors. Say, you know, locking us in those rooms or anything. But nobody ever said Chris was a wise man. Bit of a wise ass at times, but not really a wise man. Oh, this loops. I didn't realize that looped back. I could have gone down that side path then and avoided some of the enemies. Oh, the more you know. So speaking of enemies, we're gonna have to... Actually, wait. That's a point. We killed the ones in here, and they stayed dead when we came back with the MO disc. So why did the other ones in the main hall not stay dead? Confusing. Unless there maybe was just an extra one, and I didn't know it. So it just appeared like that wouldn't come back. Guess that's possible. Sir, you seem to be very confused. This may blow your mind. Anyway, let's go turn in our MO disc, get our password. Get us an inventory space back. Anything else in here that I ended up missing? I feel like we missed a spot where there were shotgun shells. I think it's in the visual data room, so we haven't actually missed them yet. We can also use this panel right quick while we're here. Ooh. Yeah, see, there is 3 lights. So we do need 3 passcodes, which is why we needed to get to the poison room, because that's where another one of the places we use the MO disc is. So I was right, it is 3 levels of security. For some reason, you just can't use the same generator for each one. Which makes sense, because that would be a massive security leak potential, because if somebody like me, happens to have all 3 discs, you swipe 3 discs and you're done. This way, it's much harder for somebody who's breaking in to access all 3 codes. Because they would either need to have infiltrated the organization enough that they have access to 3 people that have the 3 codes, or they would have to have access to the locations where you can get all 3 codes and access to the discs at the same time. Like, it's a needless extra layer outside of a security situation, in such as a case like what we're doing right now, which is breaking into this place. Like, under normal operation, I presume the people that have access to that stuff are available enough that it's not really a problem. I'm gonna rip this panel off, push the button, get the thingy. Like, the amount of secrecy in this place is honestly impressive. Well, no, there were some sharks. They just were only in the one room. They were down in the flooded basement, and they just weren't there for long, because you can just zoom through that room. They end up flopping around when you drain the flooded basement. I thought there were shotgun shells in here. Must be a different room that I'm thinking of down here. I know we picked up another set of shotgun shells down here, because I remember getting close to the wire there, and then I ended up finding some more shells. Hang on. What is this Discord ping? Irrelevant. That's what it is. Okay, we're in caution right now, which is not great. So I'm probably gonna have to just blast my way to the power room. We do have one more herb up top, where the helipad is, so we can heal one more time when we get up there. I think we're okay for the moment. I just gotta be careful. Now, this is absolutely words uttered moments before disaster, and I acknowledge that. I'm now wondering where those shotgun shells I'm forgetting about are. So I think there is another room where there is a... We did open more than one room up with the thingy. God damn it. The other zombie's ass is blocking too much of the camera. So I couldn't see where I was shooting at all. Yeah, this room's still locked from the inside. Exactly. This is the room we ended up going in and dying, I think. Yep, this is where the boxes... Right, this is where the shotgun shells were. We got them right before I died. Now, instead of toying around with this immediately, which I see now how they expect you to do this, because they expect you to move this box first. And I should have been suspicious of the obvious button on the floor right there. But I was just in speed mode at that point, so I didn't think it through. So how do you get this box over there without ending up causing an incident? Initially I was thinking I just push it down and then push it over, but that'll get it wedged in that corner and I'll have to push it back up again, I'm pretty sure. But we'll see if it works. See if I can, like, squeeze around the light enough to do that. Nope, sure can't, so I gotta push it back the other way. So here's what I'm gonna do then. It's gonna be annoying, but we'll push this up out of the way for the moment. Because we can just push it down in a little bit. Time for the needlessly convoluted block pushing moment. Which I should have known that since they provided you boxes, they expected you to use them. But, you know. And I just gotta hope that I've got these angled correctly. Oh, fuck's sake. Chris? We're gonna have to have you go on a diet, bud. You should be able to fit here. Why can't you fit here? Why are you like this? Is it all the herbs? Did you somehow just eat so many herbs that you got wider? If so, that would be impressive. Gotta push this further up then, so I have room to move the box over further. Thing is, I need to not push this up high enough that I end up not being able to get it back. There we go. That should be enough that we can actually fit there now. Yep, there we go. Push it a little bit over just in case there's a weird lip somewhere. So I don't have a second Mo disc on me, do I? No, I don't. Of course I don't. I didn't bring the other one with me. Why would I think to do that? But I think we can open that room when we get over there, such that we don't have to worry about that anymore. And then we can go get the MO disc and come back. And yes, I'm going to keep alternating between calling them Mo disc and MO discs. Sake. Chris, please. Thank you. I think he pushed it too fucking far, though. Nope. Fits like a glove. I presume this is the door that was locked from the other side. Ooh, magnum ammo. Don't mind if I do. Yep. This was the door that was locked from the other side. Now we have access to another password printer. But we'll worry about that after we've done everything, I think. I'll just bring the 2 MO discs down after I get everything sorted out. This way we don't have to do too much back and forth. Why are you so confused, sir? Oh boy. See, now it's a problem. Now it's a party. Missed it. Two. Of course, now the other guy's body's in the way of him. 3. Okay. Those will at least stay gone, so I'm fine with getting rid of those. And we're gonna have to be back here a couple times, I think, because of where the elevator and everything is. And one way or the other, there's enough doors here that we would have to go back and forth through them a couple times if I didn't get rid of them. I hate it here. There's where the save point was, right next to where we died. God damn it. Of course, always. It's always that way. That's how it always goes. Every time. Without any other results. We did, however, get another set of Magnum rounds, so we got that going for us. We actually have more Magnum ammo than we have anything other than pistol ammo. Let's put that extra Magnum ammo away for the second. And we'll... No. I think I still have that red herb in here. Or did I use that already? No, I didn't. So we'll combine the red and the green. We'll put the other green away. Oh, I do have another green in here. Okay, we're actually a little bit better on healing than I thought we were. So that's good. Fix those for inventory space. Anything else in here? Just a typewriter, a blue herb, and that's it. Okay. Put a safety save down. So now we have a checkpoint. We've managed to unglue ourselves from the point we were having a problem with again. Oh wait, there is something here. Oh right, ink ribbons. They make those ink ribbons so small. Like, did anybody see that ink ribbon? Because I sure didn't. I just was clicking over there in the hopes that there was something there. And lo and behold, I found them. And they were usually like quarter-sized on the ground, which I think is accurate to how the size for those ink ribbons are. I think they're not generally very big for typewriters, but I'm pretty sure they're bigger than that. Yeah, there's no power to the elevator, so we have to do something else before we go down there. We can go in here, and I'm presuming this is where we activate power for the elevator. Oh yeah, there's this mess in here. I'm glad we have the save point, because this is gonna be pain and misery. Okay. Not ammo efficient, but we got them. Oh, nope, we didn't get them. Now we got them. Nope. What the fuck? What are you made out of? Aside from maggots, since they're falling all over the place. But that's all of my shotgun shells, which is a problem. That's a very big problem. Are there any more bastards in here that I need to know about? Sure is. Oh, I'm out of bullets. Well, this sucks. It's a good thing we saved right before this. Oh, by the way, there's more of them. I now remember why I remember the... That's really what I'm getting pinged about that distracted me before I walked into that room. God damn it, people. Honestly, I think these are worse, because look at how many of them there are. Look at how many of these little shitters there are. Are you fucking kidding me? Also, hope you like this sound. So I get the feeling we're gonna be hearing this more than once. So I need to do something to activate the power then. Okay. That's great. I'm so glad that they'll just tell me that it's quite big and I can't do jack diddly dick with it. Well, I may as well figure out what the sequence here is. And then we'll worry about doing it correctly after we die to these stupid ceiling idiots. Because if I remember right, this section is horrible. Like, not just because of all these guys, but because this whole situation is stupid. There's another password generator in here. And now we're stuck in here. Oh, wait, nope. He was stupid and went to the ceiling. I have room to run now. So... maybe we don't need the elevator? Because that's all of our passwords. But I think the elevator's necessary for something. Okay, now I've activated the blacked out areas. Now I think I go back to the other machine. The joys of brown, 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 brown. See, I felt good about blasting the first couple with the shotgun just fine. And then I realized just how many of them were down here, and I realized it's a waste of my ammo to kill them. Okay, so... we need to bring an ammo disc into there, because I'm not going back in there ever again. We're gonna go in there once and then never have to look at that room again. That's the plan. And this is what I mean, is I feel like they just massively overspawn them. Both the hunters and those things just are spawned excessively. Like, I get that the idea is Chris's section's supposed to be combat heavy, but I can't even call that combat heavy. That's just spam. It's like, hey, you want to fight 1,000 things? Maybe go play a different genre. Don't play a survival horror game. You know, maybe I'm the silly one there. Wouldn't it be funny if I had the wrong MO disc and it actually cared which one I used? And through your offspring, all nations on Earth will be blessed because you have obeyed me. Yeah. I could definitely see them being a problem if they spawn in a bad spot. Imagine if they replaced your regular zombies, like, all through the mansion. Because that is unfortunately a reality that could happen with a randomizer. Since anything could end up being anything. It would just be so bad. Yeah, exactly. That's when you just throw away that seed. That is That is probably not unwinnable, but it is garbage and not worth doing. Okay, I should just need to go back to the first machine now. Flip that switch, and then we can leave this room to rot and never think about it again. The amount of them that are just waiting around like every corner to grab your head and just try to give you the old neck twisty. Yeah, all spiders is fine, because the spiders aren't terrible. They suck a bit, but they're not like the worst thing. These ceiling humpers are an issue. Okay, I think I did it all correctly, so it's time to get the fuck out of here. Okay, I think we're good. I think I did the thing. Let's go find out if the elevator works. Nope, I missed something. Do I need to run back and forth twice? Is that the problem? Oh, God. Well, once more into the breach. Either that or I accidentally hit no somehow, even though I pointed at yes and pressed X. So we'll go recheck this one first since we're right here. Nope, it's just saying it shows the power supply status, so that part's done. I'm assuming I do just have to go back and do it again. Thankfully, these guys are a little bit stupid. I should know, because I'm much like them, a little bit stupid, and I run into spaces like that where I know they're gonna be able to get me. Where's the interact point for the computer? Really? I had to come back here and have it just acknowledge that they've been connected, huh? Maybe I need to touch the triggering system. Nope, doesn't do shit. I swear if it's all working now and I just had to go touch that so it says that message, I'm gonna be very upset. Hint, I'm probably gonna be very upset because I'm pretty sure that's exactly the case. But why is it there? Why does it light up the same way that the other one that actually matters does? Like, it's great for it that it's big, but you know what doesn't help? It being big. Yeah, we're almost dead, so I'm probably gonna die on this trip through. Yep. No, I didn't die. Somehow I'm still alive, which isn't gonna matter too much because now we're gonna be back to the no health left shamble situation. Because I could heal, but there's still no power. Why is there still no power? Ah. I also had to push a button. Oh, hi, Rebecca. Are you gonna heal me? That'd be great.
Rebecca, you're safe.
I saw you in the garden. I've caught up with you at last.
Well, I'm glad you're all right. Don't go out alone.
Yes, sir.
I didn't want to go in the elevator yet. No. This was not the plan. Well, guess we're on the railroad
Chris,
now.
As my subordinate, you have wonderful talent.
I would never work for a company like Umbrella. And Wesker, you were formerly with Umbrella.
What do you mean?
Since when have you been an Umbrella agent? And a traitor to the stars?
Now you're wrong. I was formerly with Umbrella, yes. But now I'm prepared to face anything. Even getting rid of you vigilante stars.
Now, the worst possible situation has occurred. The failure of the experiment created a virus, a biological weapon, polluting the entire lab.
No, the worst happened with the Tyrant virus. I lost some of my STARS team members because of it.
You killed them with your own hands. Did you kill Enrico?
Really?
Yeah, like this.
Rebecca!
Don't move!
Now's when we blast him with the shotgun, right?
I'll kill you. Chris, I have something to show you. Now, walk.
Like, the second he pointed the gun away from Chris, Chris should have just blasted him, and that would have solved the entire problem. So I guess we would have had a short game series. Ta-da, the Tyrant. Behold the problem, the reason why all of this happened. What they've been trying to make. You know, the big exposed heart sticking out of it really seems like a design flaw.
Is this?
That's right. This is the ultimate life form. Tyrant. Chris? Stop it.
Wesker, you're pitiful. This is your savior? You say this failure is your savior?
You can make sure yourself whether Tyrant is a failure or not.
I'll show you. I'm gonna get my big zombie brother to beat you up. Man. He's awake.
Go to hell. Jill will join you too.
You shouldn't have talked so much shit.
Don't come this
Now
way.
he's noticing you.
No!
Oh, what a shame. And roll credits.
You can't kill me.
Gotta go. This is why I didn't want to come down here yet. Yep, it sure is locked, huh? That's a shame. That's a real big shame. Hey, Wesky, oh boy, you got anything for me? No? Okay. What do you mean there's no time to operate it? That thing's not that fast. He's not in that much of a hurry to kill me. I wish I could see where I was shooting. There it is. Dead. This is why I needed any health at all, because he gets the guaranteed kill if your health is too low. So, hope you're ready to see that entire scene again, but at a higher speed, because we're gonna have to do that bit again. Because in making sure that the elevator worked, I got railroaded. Because you just get no control over your life as soon as you touch that elevator, apparently. Your player agency just goes out the window. This does mean, though, I think I had it working the first time, so I don't have to make the second trip. I think I just need to touch both machines once. Did I bring the ammo disc with me? I didn't. Let me go grab the ammo disc, so we don't have to go back in there and do the password. Yeah, I'm sure Wesker has a first aid spray on him. He'll be fine. He'll get over it. But yeah, anybody that didn't know, ta-da, Wesker's a traitor. It's almost like the game's been hinting at that for the whole game. So I still say that the second he shot Rebecca, we should have just pulled the trigger on him. Because he couldn't snap his gun back onto us before we could have shot. Well, he would have understood the blast of a shotgun real well. It's a universal language, as it turns out. Password, ow. Look, he's had all the time in the world to get something to eat. He's not nearly as much danger in this scenario as we are. He clearly has a lot more control over the situation. There we go, connect the elevator. Oh yeah, that totally was in range to hit. Sure, why not? Oh, we're back in this situation again. Which means as soon as we go through this door, I'm gonna heal. I was hoping to save this heal for later, but we're not gonna have that option. I can't believe none of those hit me. We take those. We fucking take those. So we're actually gonna be at full health for this. I can't believe it. Okay, now don't touch the elevator. Go save the game since you got a really good position here. Don't screw this up this time. Bring your magnum rounds. It's almost like you know that you're gonna need them. I only have one plain green herb to bring with me, but that's better than nothing. Alright. We're in a really good position, actually, here. And this is when I go push the button on the elevator and it doesn't work, and I just cry. Hey. Yep, that sure is a tyrant.
Tyrant.
There we go. I don't want to speed up at this point because I may potentially get murdered the second we come out of the scene.
Go to hell. Jill will join you too.
So you would think he would have kept at least one of the other STARS members alive to sell a cover story for himself, rather than killing everyone. I guess everybody saw too much. Yeah, you know, He had a lot of it thought through, but I guess he didn't have everything thought through. Ow. Okay, that didn't actually hurt that much. Ow, that one did, though. I can't turn around. I can't see. I got screwed so badly there because I couldn't see to do anything. I can't believe I survived all of that. Game, please! Nope. Oh, nope, I'm still alive somehow. We take those, we take those. We are not gonna survive the next one, though. Where's the tyrant? Come here, big guy. Chris, please. You and your fucking camera angles, man. Missed it. Wait, I'm in danger health. How am I not dead? I can't believe it. It literally was one shot away. God fucking damn it. Hate it here. We are so fucked right now. Hey, what do you know? We found the unlock door button real fast. It's almost like we could have done that while that thing was chasing us and it wouldn't have been a problem. Oh, hey, you're not dead.
Ha! It seems like this bulletproof jacket is pretty strong.
I see.
How about Captain Wesker?
He is sleeping with the ultimate failure. Hurry up. I want to get out of here.
Tee hee hee, I had armor. Hee hee. Yeah, you know, just toss a snappy one-liner in there while he's bleeding to death.
Excuse me, Chris.
What, Rebecca?
I saw a research file in this lab. It said that a great deal of research on the Tyrant virus exists right here. We should blow this place up.
We are already into it over our heads. Rebecca, can you do it?
Yes, sir. I'll set off a triggering system for a bomb.
Okay. Now we have a chance to escape. See you outside the house.
Don't go off alone. Promptly sends her off alone to go set off a bomb. That totally won't get her killed at all. I'm sure that'll be fine. We do still need to go get that other passcode and go open that other door. Oh, I do still have a green herb left. I just completely missed that one. You know, Rebecca's gonna just go off and be the real hero here. Okay, that'll take me up to caution. I am still gonna save in a separate slot in case things get real out of hand here, which they could. Though I really feel like we should have made sure that the ultimate failure was dead. Nah, I'm sure that won't come back to bite us. Really, this room did reset, huh? And there was a red herb just chilling in this room that I could have used. I'm just gonna go around to the other door. Just gonna put this red herb away in here. Die a little inside, and then we'll finish handling this situation. Actually, no. We're gonna keep it with me. We're gonna keep it with me. I just remembered. There's a green herb up by the helipad, which is where we're going to be going eventually. We'll keep the red herb with me, because as soon as I use that MO disc, we'll have an open space anyway. This way I don't have to run back to a box in case we get railroaded again. Oh yeah, the bomb is going off, huh? I probably should have went to go get the disc, the last password thing first, huh? Also, didn't realize this place was gonna be full of these guys now. So, there's multiple problems with my plans. So we may have a little bit of a order of operations problem here. I will surely bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and as the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the cities of their enemies. You can see why they use that entry as their passcode. I'm pretty sure this is a legit timer as well. If you take too long, I think the place will blow up with you in it. Game, please. Why am I stuck? But there's a reason why we want to come down here to the final hallway here. But I feel like I might have swindled myself by trying to do this at this point. Now the alarm just kind of stops here, huh?
Jill, are you there?
Chris?
Ta-da, there's Jill.
Jill, you're all right.
Yes. Wesker is here. He's...
Oh, I know. Anyway, let's get out of here.
I know. Let's just get out of here. Don't worry about that. Details. Wah, wah, wah. Might want to move quicker than that, Jill. We got places to be. Places to be, especially before this place blows up.
Let's get going.
Da 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 da. I really am worried about the time limit because I feel like that is actually a genuine time limit and we might have pushed our— oh, fuck me. Why are these guys back? Damn it, Jill. Why'd you leave problems in my path? How did she even get past this many of them? Like, she just juked all of them, apparently.
Let's get going.
Wait, you found a gun. Why didn't you deal with those? Damn it, Jill. I have anything I can use. Like, she's just throwing me under the bus here. I don't appreciate it. I got her out of prison. The least she could have done was not throw me under the bus immediately afterwards. Well, this is nothing but a shame. Up we go and out we go. Oh wait, this door works in an emergency, right? Right.
This is Brad. I have a fuel shortage. Okay, this is the last try. If somebody's alive, please send a sign.
I figured the idea would have been to use the radio to let Brad know that we were alive and coming back. I need this battery. I'm pretty sure I need this battery. Yep, battery's used right here.
There is 3 minutes until explosion.
3 minutes, huh?
I made it! I set off the triggering system to the bomb!
Thanks, Rebecca.
Rebecca, Brad's up in the helicopter.
Look at those monsters!
Let me take care of them. Chris, get in contact with Brad right away.
Okay.
Oh, we're going up the elevator. Still not using that radio we have. I guess the damaged part might be the part where he can't use it to send any signals. He can only receive. Oh, thanks for taking half of my first minute away before I even get to do anything, game. I'm sure they'll be fine. There's 2 of them. If one of me can handle a handful of enemies, they can certainly handle more than I can. I think yeah, I need the flare to signal Brad. Oh, and I don't go to where the herb was because of the path I took, so I have no health for this. Oh, shit fire. That's bad. Wait, no, that's the welded door. This is the welded door right here, but I think we can't... Yeah, it's still welded shut, just as it was before. Well, Godspeed, Spider-Man. This could be bad. Look, the helicopter. We're saved. Real shame that the timer keeps going while the helicopter's landing, huh? Dun, dun, dun. You know, maybe we shouldn't have made the ultimate failure joke. I think he didn't appreciate that. I think he's a little unhappy with us. He is really unhappy. Oh, that's the charge. Woo! Missed. Oh, that's a bad time to be reloading. And that's it. All because I had to reload. I was actually doing okay. The thing is, I'm not sure I have enough ammo for this either. I don't remember how many shots he takes. So we have a choice to make. I can go back to the save before I triggered that whole sequence and go get that other herb so that we have full health for that fight. Or I do it live. I just try it again as is. It's entirely doable. As far as getting Jill, I don't have to worry about that. Going and getting her during the timer clearly proved to be fine, because it doesn't indicate an actual timer until you get to that part. I'm gonna be bold and try to do it one more time. If we fail again, then I'll go ahead and do it the other way, where I go get the herb. Which also means grabbing that red herb is pointless, though. Wah, wah, wah. Part of the reason I'm doing this, though, is because we're at 3 and change hours. If I finish it immediately by going and doing it the simpler way, then I'll have to figure something out to do unless I just want to have this be short. So why don't we try to be bold and see if that either makes it faster or extends it? It's a fun gamble. He says, knowing full well that the results are likely to be bad for him, but it's fine. That's what makes it exciting. Something I could do is run a prediction right about now, but that would involve stopping in the middle of this, and I don't really want to. It's a real shame that there's nothing here in the hallway where Jill's prison is. No herbs, no bullets, no anything. And yet she somehow finds a gun somewhere. I guess she gets the storage box, so maybe it's just she has her own gun in the storage box or something. She's been acting within the inventory limits behind the scenes or something. Do you know, we never did see Barry anywhere. I could have swore there was a scene with Barry in it as Chris at some point. But maybe I just missed where that scene was, or I'm thinking of the remake again. I may also just be mixing the paths up, because he may just factor more into Jill's scenario than Chris's. He's just out there doing Barry things somewhere.
Let's get going.
Okay, we got through that without having to use any ammo, though, so that will help. And we didn't lose any health this time. Just looking again, in case I forgot anything that I have in here that would help. The answer would be, the only thing in here that would help would be the Beretta, and I don't think it helps enough to matter. Because if I'm down to shooting him with just the Beretta, we're dead. It's over at that point. Though thinking about it, what's stopping me just going back this way real fast? Ah, well, my other plan doesn't work anyway because that elevator... Oh, wait, no. The elevator might have shut off because of the alarm, though. So my other plan may still be viable. But I can't go get the herb now. So that's a problem. I should have just grabbed the fucking thing earlier. Oh, well. The more you know. On the bright side, we do have a little bit of health to sustain a hit or two from Tyrant, or at least a hit or two more than we did last time. The biggest problem we're gonna have, though, is just accuracy again. Good job, Rebecca. Yep, you two girls have fun. And part of the problem with dodging Tyrant a lot is we might run out of time. The whole thing might explode before we defeat Tyrant is another issue. Because I don't know how many shots he takes to defeat. Brad, come on down, bud. I feel like there is something else up here that I'm supposed to be using as well. Like maybe there's something in that little hut there that I'm forgetting about. It burns up so much of your timer on this fight, too, just having Tyrant show up. Now is not the time for thinking, Chris. Now is the time for fighting. I don't know if that shot hit. Oofa! Second one hit. Whee! Oh, those are doing damage. Missed me. Woo! Oh, come on! How did that make contact? Come on! I disagree very heavily with that last one making contact. That really did not look like it would hit. But for anybody that doesn't know, that's the final battle. That is the final Tyrant fight. All I have to do is beat that and the game's over. I just need to get through this fight. So I'm gonna try this a little bit more. And what I'm gonna do is when we get to the last box before we go up, the one that I would have saved at before but didn't because there was no typewriter there, we're gonna put a save point down there. Just so I can keep retrying the Tyrant fight in the condition that we're in. And if I still cannot get through it, then we'll roll back to before I went down the elevator, go get the other herb if I can, and then go do the Tyrant fight with more health available. Also, I'm pretty sure that thing I kept complaining about not being able to do anything with the big triggering thing, that's the bomb. I'm pretty sure that's the bomb. So if I had actually been allowed to interact with that, I would have set the bomb off a while ago. So, you know, that would have been awkward. Just would have blown myself up at everybody else. But hey, Tyrant would have been dealt with. Meh, meh, meh. Wait, wasn't there one of those hunter guys there a moment ago? And then he just vanished. That was weird. Yeah, these guys aren't grabby zombies, so I don't even know why I was worried about them and blasting with the shotgun before. Because they'll just try to spit, and as long as you don't just stand in front of them, they can't hit you. Okay, now we move forward. We'll save again here in a different slot. And if I still can't get through the Tyrant fight in our current condition, I'll roll back to the save before, like I said, and then we will see what we can make happen here. Part of the reason why I'm doing that other save is I want to check to see if there's anything else up there. Because I could have swore there was something up there we could use for this fight. That makes it a lot less of a problem. As long as you can land the hit. But I don't remember if that's already there or if it's, like, thrown down to me or not. As part of the fight. That's kind of what I was torn between. Yeah, it was whether it was a phase thing or if it was on the field. If it's a phase thing, then I just gotta keep at it then.
Contact with Brad right away.
If it weren't for this goddamn timer, I could take my time and be careful. But they burn like half your timer before you even can start fighting, which really sucks. Like, they may as well have just not even put the timer on screen till after this part. Because the only part of the timer that matters is like the minute and a half you're actually allowed to have once the fight starts. Like, the fastest I can get him to appear, I think, is like 1:45. Because I need to run out here enough that it'll count me using the flare. And then there's this whole scene with the helicopter coming down. Yeah, 1:35 is the best I'm able to do, I guess. And then I gotta be able to align a shot where he's not also gonna just body me immediately. Let's open with the shotgun. Or just die, apparently. Okay. This is why I was so worried about my health this whole game. Because I knew this fight was gonna happen, and I know this fight is hard to do unless you have health. Is like, the ideal way to do this fight is to have enough healing to just tank him. So you can just unload on him. So you don't have to play the run around and shoot game that I'm trying to play right now. Because your turning speed just isn't good enough. Like, trying to run and gun him is a terrible idea.
There is 3 minutes until explosion. I made it! I set up...
Like, it's just an issue with this series to a certain degree, because most of the final fights in Resident Evil games end up this way, at least as far as the earlier ones go. Because they deplete your resources leading up to them purposefully. Unless you know to save resources for these final segments. Which, in my case, even knowing that I needed to save resources for this... Oh, sure, that... Yep, sure, why not, game? He made contact fully to the side of his attack and just stun-locked me. Lovely. We'll try one more time, and then I'm gonna say to hell with it, go back earlier, and then do that whole bit I was talking about with getting the extra herb. So I'm pretty sure with just a bit more health, this is going to be absolutely fine. I just need that extra health to be able to get through this fight. Oh, God. Stupid fan. Hang on. Why won't you turn off? There we go. The fan I use under my desk to keep myself from melting during times like this is a little bit broken at this point. The off button doesn't always turn it off, so sometimes I have to fight with it a bit. This is one of those buttons that both cycles the speed of it and turns it off. So half the time these days, it doesn't actually turn off, it just cycles speeds again. So I have to go through like 3 cycles to get the stupid thing to turn off. But it's not hot enough in here anymore to justify having it on. So I was trying to turn it off. And usually I just poke it with my foot because it's down on there in easy reach. And that time it just kept looping every time, so I had to fight with it a bit. Okay, looks like I don't have to run up as far, so we can save a little bit of time. I feel like the play here, though, is to bait him into a charge and then shoot him. I just need to not get hit by the charge. Like that. Because the game fucks with your movement so much because this place is like 7 camera angles for some reason. Even though it doesn't need to be. Yeah, I was hosed no matter how I did that. That's why I just stood and shot, because it was over at that point. Alright, hang on. We're gonna have to slow roll this and go get the other goddamn herb, if I even can. There's a chance that the elevator won't work anymore either way, and we might actually be stuck here. Which would be really awkward. And ironically enough, it might actually be harder to get back out of here with the zombies here. Yep. Because this happens. Thanks, game. Love that for me. Thanks for the wombo combo there. God forbid I be allowed to do anything. Really trying my fucking patience here. Somehow we're still fine after both of those, though? So that is another option, is we do round one with the Titan... I mean, with the Tyrant better as well, so we're not just in danger health by the time we get to that point. Because if we just have more health going into the second Tyrant fight, we're basically going to be fine. Okay, yes, this elevator does work. Thank God. So we'll have one other full heal available to us. It's just going to be a question of whether we have enough health. We have enough ammo then. Because we still have that red herb available to us that I can go grab. This is why I left this herb here. But I really thought for some reason I come back around and go through the welded door. Which is why I specifically left it here. Game, pick it up, please. Thank you. 'Cause I'm pretty sure this is the last herb left on the map. I don't think there are any other herbs for me to grab anymore. So if this isn't enough, we're up the creek without a paddle here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drop one of those 2 green herbs off in storage. Then we're gonna go fight the Tyrant downstairs. Come back up while the alarm's going. Grab that other green herb. Mix it with the red herb, that's where we're gonna be going anyway. And then go from there. And then we'll replace the final battle save state with the better condition. And then hopefully we'll be able to make it happen. This is why you always keep at least one thing in the back pocket, just in case. Never play all of your cards. No matter how bad the situation gets, always keep a card up your sleeve. I should save the fact that I did this. Actually, no, we have another door to go to before we get to the lock-in point, so it's fine. So boy, oh boy, this session has really just been boss death loops, huh? I appreciate y'all hanging with me while I'm getting my head kicked around by boss after boss here. I know it's not the most exciting showing of this game. Having it be just repetition. That's just how it be sometimes. Yeah, I just feel bad about situations like that sometimes because, like, I honestly haven't learned anything as far as these fights go, because I know exactly what I need to do. It's just not happening most of the time. Oh, I do actually have another green herb in there. I actually have more left than I thought. Mystery of the multiplying green herbs. Oh, that's right. No, I remember now, because I used the herb that was in there to get to Caution after we did the Tyrant fight. That's how we were even in the position we were in. And no, this route is brutal. Which, had I realized how much more difficult this route was completely, probably would have just done the Jill route. I'll be honest with you.
Chris!
But at this point, I had already gotten far enough that I was committed by the time I realized just how far this was going. So it's like, well, we're doing it then.
Not. What the hell? This way! No!
So it's only like 3 hits to win this fight, based on how it went before.
You can't kill me.
So I'll run away too fast. Goodbye! No, it's more than 3 hits. And now I'm just getting comboed. Great. Well, that was a fucking bit of dog shit there, wasn't it? What? Did I have to reload when I was fighting him? I feel like I didn't use that many bullets last time. I'm glad I took that shot even though I couldn't see. So we came out of that slightly better. I think we're a little worse for ammo, but I think we're overall a little bit better off? I don't know. I really thought that was only like a 3-shot section. Otherwise, I would have been a lot more careful. That's why you saw me just kind of stand and then fight partway through there, because I thought the 3rd shot he was going to drop. So that's not ideal, but it's good enough that I'm going to give it a go, because we do still have 2 greens up there. So we'll have 2 full health bars, more or less, to get through this with. Actually, before I go running into this room, I should go grab the red, because it's in the other room. Hindsight being 20/20, rather than munching down that green herb that I just ate, I should have used that one with the red and then used the other one for double green. Then we would have actually had guaranteed 2 full health bars. Oh well, too late for that. Instead, we more or less like have a health bar and a half. It is still a better position than we were in before, but not as good as I would have wanted. So I suppose I can just eat the other green and be back up to fine, and that's more or less the same position. Like, there's a few hits difference, I think, at that point. I was debating between eating it now and eating it later. Because if I ate it later, I would potentially have a little bit more wiggle room getting past all the hunters. I'm just gonna call the Crawley Boys hunters as well, because I think that's what the guides mentioned them as, like ceiling hunters. Even though they clearly are slightly different. They're annoying, therefore they're gonna be hunters to me. If it wasn't for door invulnerability, we would have gotten ripped in half there. I didn't bring the MO disc with me this time, though. God damn it, I knew I forgot something. You know what? Hold on. Anyway, we're gonna pretend that mistake didn't happen. What a bad dream, me forgetting that disc. Just had a vision of the future for a second, of a world where I forgot to pick that thing up. Arguably, it would be clever, actually, to climb up through the vent to avoid risking getting hit by this guy. And I wonder if that would have bypassed the starting point of the alarm. Now I'm curious if that would have done something weird there, but you know what? I'm not that interested to find out. That's for other people to test. And I feel like people probably have tested that. But all the people who have played this, there's no way somebody hadn't tried just crawling back through that vent to skip the alarm sequence triggering. And I'm betting there's probably a failsafe in there anyway, where it'll activate the timer regardless if you have Jill and everything. Can't believe I avoided getting hit there. That should have been me getting chopped. I don't care about a Stream Deck update right now. But just in case anybody was wondering, yes, that Windows sound was on my side. It wasn't on y'all's. You don't have to worry about it. My Stream Deck just decided, hey, now's a great time to update, right? Nope. Absolutely not. This may, in fact, be the literal opposite of a good time to try to update. Even though I'm not using it right now. I might have gotten acided slightly there, speeding the staircase climb up, because I saw the acid come out, but we're still fine, so I'm gonna just assume that it was one of those negligible damage hits, and we just don't need to worry about it.
Let's get going.
Now the big key is gonna be whether we have enough ammo to finish this or not. Which we have 2 full loads of revolver and more or less 2 full loads of shotgun. If that's not enough, we're in trouble. Yeah, put the revolver in your hand, stupid. Because we kept running up there without a gun in my hand. Over and over again. Hey there, Kelties. I don't think you want to be in here right now. Here is bad place. Also, place is about to explode. I don't think anybody wants to be here. It's a good thing the timer doesn't tick down while I'm trying to pick the battery up, at least. Considering I just ran past the battery like a fool. Wouldn't it be funny if my speed up is actually making the timer go down faster than it's supposed to? I'm pretty sure it isn't because we've ended up with the same amount of time anyway. But it would be funny. I'm gonna try just using the flare immediately. Okay, I can literally just use it instantly. But we end up with more or less the same amount of time, so I think that was not actually a good call to try to do that. Okay, the second shot hit. I don't think the first shot hit. No, those are shotgun shells. Those don't go in there. I would absolutely load shotgun shells into my revolver if it would help me. All our shells in, heal our health up. Ow! no, 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 no. Wait. There it is.
Use it. Destroy the monsters with it.
Whee! Oh no. Come on! Give. Oh, come on. He's landing so many cheap shots on me now. Come on, game. Get wrecked, kid. I just need enough room to fire. They give you 4 shots, but you only need 1. They really just expect you to miss. Ooh. I absolutely would expend the other 3 shots turning him into fucking vapor. So I never have to see that thing again. But we did it. That's game. It took 3 sessions when it should have just been a one and done, but we got it done. Now we get to see the place explode. We're never gonna see Umbrella again. Totally never. And Rebecca got out alive. So I think that is best ending as well. Yeah, Barry exploded in there somewhere. Sir not appearing in this film. We did it. Whew. That is our 24th game for the year now? Yeah, you can have fun with that, Kelties. Nah. Nah. That is for other people who care a lot more about this series than I do. You might see me toy with the randomizer, and that's about the extent of me ever touching this game again. Oh hey, there's the scene of Rebecca being chased by the hunter that never actually triggered. Because according to the guides I read, apparently the trigger for that scene is a bit ambiguous. Oh hey, the flamethrower that didn't work is being used. Look at that. Yeah, that's pretty accurate to how that works out. You shoot one of the jumpy boys and the other one jumps on your back. I'm glad you enjoyed. I did enjoy playing this, even if I did get frustrated at times. And I don't regret doing this path as much as I do feel like it would have been a smoother time on Jill's path. I did enjoy challenging myself to get through this. That's not that bad a total time. Ignore the number of saves because we did start save stating. Like, that's not a horrendous total time considering. Could have been better, and with the knowledge I have now, I could absolutely do better. Not going to. What a tough guy. You've closed this case completely. You've got the special key, find closet, which is how you get the costumes. think there's only like one costume per character, if that. There might only be a Jill costume. I think there is one for each, though. Since I don't know where that closet is, and I'm disinclined to go chasing after it, I won't worry about that. That is something people can easily look up. Now I have a decision to make. Do I just end stream on the victory here, even though it's kind of short? Because we are close to the 4-hour mark where I had intended this to end up. That is a very big question right now. I do think I will just make this a short stream today, just end on a win and not take away from it. And this will give me more time to work on some other stuff between today and tomorrow. So I think that'll work. Yeah, exactly. It's a good cut point. In this way, I don't have to fight with the highlighting system and everything to make 2 separate VODs to upload tomorrow. I just need to quickly find us somewhere to be. Because otherwise, the momentum will be lost anyway. Let's see. We have a lot of options on, so it's not like I am lacking for options. They are running a donathon. We did raid them recently. In fact, I think we raided them literally the last time I was doing Resident Evil, so no, we won't go over there again right now. Even though I would like to support their donathon, I don't like repeating raids. At least not immediately. Just one of those things that... one of the many layers of things in my brain. There. It's been a little bit since there. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I really need to trim my list again, because it is so hard to make a decision when I've got like a mile-long list here. It's very easy to end up missing somebody in this list, you know? You know what, no. I said I wasn't gonna repeat a raid, but we're going there anyway. Otherwise, I'm gonna sit here and keep looping around. And I do want to support someone who's doing a donathon anyway, so it'll all work out. So we'll get that ball rolling. We'll go send some support to Honeyberry, who, like I just said, is doing a birthday donathon. It's the second day of it. They're doing King of the Castle right now, which is usually pretty fun. Let's see, we will be doing Peak on Thursday with a pretty decent size amount of people, because I am going to be testing out a lobby increasing mod, as well as a couple other mods, actually. for that game. Then Friday we'll figure out what we're doing because I'm not entirely sure. Ditto with Saturday, though Saturday will be all short games. Of course. That depends because there's like 5 of those mods, and that's the problem. You're the second one who said, oh yeah, if it's that mod, it'll work great. It's like, well... Oh, if you're talking about that one, I don't think I'm using that one because that one has multiple mods built into it. There's one that's just a lobby increaser by itself that I was intending to use. But we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. The timer is running, so be good to Honey, and I will see you all on Thursday night. Good night, everybody.